Hello, I wish you a good recovery before all. There is a very important but wanting point in researches about cancer. There are people around the world who have cured cancer by themselves. This is normal because sometimes people who make private researches about the subject may have much more information and better results than authorized people, especially when they are suffering. If classical medicine examines these people and determines their average lifestyles, like what they eat, how they act, it would not be outside the scientific mainstream, but on the contrary, they would reach to genuine results. Please find here below the results of my research. Getting over cancer. Cancer, the mysterious illness of our century, can be cured by simple and economic methods, not contradicting with logic or common sense. What has to be done is synthesizing food chemistry, food production technology, salutary herbs, food market with classical medicine in a good combination. Explaining simply, in addition to chemotherapy, physiotherapy, surgery, trio of classical medicine, we have to know the composition, nature of foods, which are their real alternatives and how to obtain them. It is crucially not a coincidence that Americans die of cancer at 5 to 20 times the ratio of people in many parts of the world. Example, in Japanese immigrants to USA, the colon or breast cancer increases and eventually equals that of the native population, although it is low in Japan. But widespread of usage of refined foods, which are against the nature of our metabolism, and too much consumption of animal origin foods with alcohol and tobacco are the preliminary causes of cancer. It is also not a coincidence that people have cancer generally after the age of 40, because that is the time when the body is out of minerals and vitamins because of refined foods. You do not have to know exactly which foods in which proportions will be useful, because there are only 17 vitamins and 60 minerals in all the foods, which means if you eat an apple or onion one day or an orange and garlic the next, there will be almost no difference. What we have to know is that there are 6 basic elements we have to take, which are water, vitamins, minerals, fats, carbohydrates, and proteins. We have to know the right source of taking them, because in curing cancer, this strategy is based on 1. Stopping the entrance of cancerous things to our body from the chemicals used in refined foods, 2. Stopping the consumption of meat, like poultry, fish, eggs included, and usage of light dairy products, defatted dairy products, and soya as protein source. Refined foods. Here below are some refined foods and their right alternatives. White flour products like sandwiches, pizza, cakes, donuts, etc. The mineral ratio of wheat compared to other cereals is the most suitable one for our body. The foods made of white flour has almost no nutritional value and contain various chemical ingredients so as to have a better appearance, mouthfeel, crust and crumb color, texture or other cooking properties. The best way of consuming wheat is buying whole wheat bread, bulgur, or making our own bread at home with fresh ground whole wheat flour. White rice, salt, sugar. The commercially polished rice without bran also loses all the vitamins, minerals, and becomes a tasty but constipating food, which makes our metabolism tired. The right alternative is natural brown rice. White sugar is subject to many chemical applications till it becomes refined and granule. Therefore, white sugar and its derivatives like chocolates, ice creams, puddings, cakes, etc. contain many cancerous elements. We can obtain sugar as carbohydrates from legumes and cereals, as fructose and glucose from fruits and even vegetables, and as lactose from dairy products naturally. We do not need extra sugar, and as sweeteners, we can use honey or maple syrup in our teas, herbal teas of course. Likewise, natural salt, dark sea, rock salt, is the most convenient salt for our body, and we must not use table salt, which is produced after many chemical applications. Ready-made vinegars, tomato paste, soups, puddings, pickles, tinned vegetables. These products also contain a lot of chemical cancerous elements, and we must try to produce them at home as well with simple methods.